Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your man, Legacy the Prince.
I am CEO Aaliyah.
It's your boy DJ B4UI.
Yes, sir. It's the Fresh Leftovers Radio Show. We are back, man. FlowRadioShow.com. You know the vibes. We live and certified, man. We got a special guest in the building today. DJ, who we got in the building, man?
Man, we got Mr. CSA2K.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What's
How
good,
you doing,
what's good?
man?
I'm doing great, man. Can't even complain, man.
Yes,
Doing
sir.
great,
Yes, sir,
doing
man.
great.
Happy to have you here, man.
Oh, likewise. Happy to be here, man. You know what I'm saying? I want to give y'all flowers before we start because this man I came a long way, man. He's still going. So I want to give you your flowers, my brother.
Appreciate it.
I like this. I like everything y'all doing. I like why y'all doing it. I like the purpose of why y'all doing it. And I like the chemistry that y'all bring when y'all do it.
Appreciate it,
Real
man.
talk.
This different right here, bro.
I put bomb on that one right
Yeah,
now.
man. We a little
My bad. I was
bomb on
taking
that
it
Yeah.
in. Receiving, you know.
Yes, sir, man. We appreciate that. Y'all used to roll back in the day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like real tight?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
man.
okay. How far back y'all go?
Yeah, man.
I don't
Bro.
remember the year, bro. I ain't gonna even count. Let me see. I know it was on the.
Go.
I don't remember the year.
I say this right here on record, man. It really wouldn't be like really a coalition kingdom the way it was if it wasn't for my boy joining me to build that thing. So that's where that really started from.
So what is the Coalition Kingdom? Because I hear it a lot, just talking to DJ in conversation. But what is the Coalition Kingdom and what sparked the inspiration for it?
Well, I have to give a huge shout out to like a couple of DJs that kind of kept throwing it at me when I was doing my artist thing because of my DJ background with like the Legion of Doom and stuff like that years ago. It's like Jelly and all them, they just was like, you need to do something for the kingdom. Since you there, you need to do the same thing that you was doing with Legion of Doom. The kingdom don't have it. Like, you need to do that. And I was like, I brushed it off at first.
Yeah.
But then I was like, about a year later, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it presented itself again. Another DJ, another radio DJ, I was out promoting my music. And then they'll listen to my music. They're like, man, it's dope. They was like, have you ever thought about? And I'm like, man, what you finna say? You need to do what you did for the kid. Like, man, that's your niche. You great there. Like, you know what you. And I'm like, all right, man. So I actually had to do my homework like on this side, like really. And I went to my boy X and all them and DJ Funky and all them at the Coalition DJ. The Coalition DJs, and because I knew like if I did it, it'd have to be on a platform that I can register with to push the kingdom in an area where it's not being pushed. Because I salute everybody doing it in the areas that they doing it because it's needed. But it was just a gap in this city to where I started seeing artists going to secular events and performing.
Okay.
But I watched that and I'm like, they're in there by themselves. And it's like, it's only 3 of them. And then when they went, it was like open mics. So it's like such up on stage, they'll perform like, all right, go sit down, such. And it's like, it wasn't nobody speaking for them in these areas. So I was like, all right, I'm going to set up in these areas. I ain't going to set up in the church because I know these areas more than I know the church. Like, in that sense, like when I go to church for the word. It ain't about no music, business, is straight word. So I don't go to the church to try to sell nothing, to do nothing, to market nothing. That's what I go worship and everything like that. But when I go in the marketplace, that's about business.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm going to set up right there. So we did the Coalition Kingdom. And I went to X and I said, I want to do this. And he was like, what you going to call it? And I was like, he was like, let's call it Kingdom something. I said, hey, let's call it the Coalition Kingdom. And he was like, you want to put the DJs at the end? I'm like, well, we can, but I'm like, we're going to do more. You know what I'm saying? I just want to be the Coalition Kingdom. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
We DJs, but I just want to be Coalition Kingdom. And it's like I talked to him, bro, and you and my boy Steve Stacks and DJ Will,
yeah.
the DJ, and it's like X was like, for it to work, I had to bring in 5 people. So and I brought all of them in. We was at Stanks and Stankonia. We sat down in the little room and I brought everybody in. I was like, hey, I got 5 DJs, you know what I'm saying? Let's start it. By us starting that or by doing that, that has really opened up the doors of opportunity for gospel rap in Atlanta. Because it's like it made a lot of people more aware to take it serious because they saw how people done stuff with it or how we market it, or I just kept it in their face. So every time I was around talking about something, they be like, da da da. I'm like, yo, what's let me talk about this artist, da da da. Let me talk about Few. Let me talk about Reconcile. Let me talk about Lecrae. Let me talk about whoever was popping, because I do respect and I understand it's all about numbers. So how I presented everything to them, it just was about numbers. So I'm like, I found the artist that was popping, and I was like, look at this, listen to this, and they was like, oh, that's dope. I don't know about. I'm like, listen to this. So what happened was, every year during the Coalition DJs reunions, I always put a gospel artist on that stage. Gotcha. And then it's like, so it was a big crowd of everybody else, but I put a gospel artist on that stage, a rap artist, whatever like that. So the first one, we brought out Few.
Few was on the first one.
And Lecrae came, and it shocked them. They was like, oh, wow, you know what I'm saying? That was second year I brought Reconcile in. He did it. It's like each year, and then from there I did West End Shorty, Erica Mason. I just was like saying, okay, this is the gumbos of what's going on and stuff like that, and it kind of made people really look at it different. So So
let me ask you this: doing that for 5 years, that made you put your artistry in the back burner.
Yeah.
So after 5 years now, like why go back to why are you going back to artistry?
It's therapy.
It's therapy.
Because I mean, like, it's in me. Before I was anything, I was an artist. And it's like, with me pouring that side of me, even though my artist crazy, with me going behind the scene and helping with hooks and coming up with concepts, and me doing all that stuff and helping artists put projects and songs together, and just working it from the back end. It's just like writing and all that stuff, creating. I've always been an artist for years. That's all I knew. You know what I'm saying? If I don't know anything else in this season of my life, like, I know God and I know music. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's all I know. So with everything going on in my life, like, I needed my own outlet. Yeah. And I felt like I gave, like, you don't have to be the face of something for something to do the purpose of why it was started.
I agree.
So I'm like, I've gave my all in, like, the DJing, the market. I've gave my all, like I've gave for what I have in this season. Now I'm seeing all this other stuff coming out of, and it's going successful. I'm like, if anything, let me give flowers to that, and let me touch back on why I love doing what I'm doing. And it started with the music. And plus I got a lot of stuff to talk about. So I'm like, what better season to do it since we celebrate 50 years of hip hop, and now people understanding the real essence. And then too, there was an old guy that said something to me in Walmart parking lot in Stockbridge, Georgia, that will stick with me for the rest of my life. When I was out there marketing as an artist, I was trying to market towards the audience. That man walked past me, and I knew it was God. It was random as I don't know what. He said, hey, man, old people like God too. I looked at him, I said, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, so he was basically saying, don't just look at me because I'm older. Like, I don't listen. Don't count me out. And that made sense to me. So I was like, my age and where I'm at, and just my experience and just where I'm at, I want to speak to
everybody.
Like us, because we still listen to rap. We still listen to
You
like.
said us, what that mean?
I mean
Hold
us.
on.
I mean
Hold on
like
one
the
second.
older cat, like
head. That's what you want.
You talking about
30s.
What part of the
30s,
late 1900s were you born?
You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying from the 30s to 50s, 60s. I don't know.
Yeah, that's around our age.
That's around. That's
definitely
that's
Ira.
about Ira and DJ.
Yeah, that's around there.
You know what I'm saying? But but the thing about it is like it still gotta be current. Like it still gotta touch somewhere, because hip hop is recycled sound and melodies. So what inspire you is when you listen to certain songs, or when you remember certain things of certain eras, you have memory songs, you have memory cadences and stuff like that. So if you're gonna do that, then grab what's familiar, or grab what hit somebody when they heard it, and recycle the melodies and say, I'm coming from here to speak to these people. Because I applaud everybody in these 19, 20, whatever, they're doing what they supposed to do with their audience. So that's what they're doing. But there's still a big gap of an audience that still listen to a Rick Ross, that still listen to a Nas, that still listen to a Jay-Z, that still listen to a Tip. And these melodies and these certain eras of music, of approach, it's kind of not really untapped, because it's really not tapped, because everybody want to speak to the young, but the young ain't the only ones that's out here.
So how do you set yourself apart? Like to reach that type of audience, like to reach the older community that you want to, what do you do differently? Like how do you set yourself apart to get their ears?
I mean,
get back to the boom bap, man.
You gotta know, like you gotta know music, and then it's like you gotta move different. Like one thing that I had to do, like for me to actually get back in music, is a lot of people. And they had their reasons, and I took my, you know what I'm saying, I don't go against the reason. They be like, man, look, if you this certain age, you shouldn't be trying to do, and that right there, I respect that. However, if you create your own platform, if you create some of your own outlets, and if you move like a boss while you doing it, it's like I'm creating it, but I'm not creating it to run and try to get resources. If anything, I've already created my own resources. So now I'm finna go to the resources I respect and say, hey, let's da-da-da. But I've already created resources. So I'm not out there like, I'm not out there acting like I'm 20, like I got this song. Somebody help me on TikTok. I'm finna run to do this. And folk looking like, man, you been here too long. You should know how to do everything. You such and such age, so I gotta move different.
So I'm trying to connect the two, the dots, because it's kind of still a little spotty. So help me understand, because it seems as if like God called you to build these different conglomerates with these different ministries, and to be a pillar for that. I'm trying to figure out, is he calling you back to music, or is that just something you're trying to do because it's like everything else kind of got caught fire, and I guess more or less your passion just got lost in the wind? Because sometimes I feel like God will shift a lot of purposes for people. Like my calling might have been like I wanted to go to the league for whatever the case might be, right? Or boxing was my thing, right? And God called me away from that. You see what I'm saying? And I just had to get to a point where I was cool with it and chase the direction that God has me going in. Like, this is my original design for you. This is what I need you to do. This is where I need you to go. This is the direction I need you to go into. Like, is that the case with you? Is God calling you back to music, or are you doing it because you just kind of want to just jump into it and there's a gap that needs to be filled?
I won't necessarily say God called me back to be a rapper. If anything, God called me to be purpose. God called me to like do what I need to do that has nothing to do with music. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause there's assignments and there's things that we have to do that has nothing to do with picking up a microphone. That has nothing to do with a beat. So I'm not finna say God called me back to rap or God called me back to do music. Now, the other things, I'm still doing those things. Okay. Like, these things would not stop. Like, I'm like, I probably leave this world doing that because it's a part of me, and I feel like as long as that energy is in me, I'm gonna continue to do it because I now have artists that actually rely on me for doing that, and they look at me. So if I stop that, I'm stopping on a lot of people that's looking at me now like, yo, you got me to believing, you got me to, I'm listening to you, so you just gonna drop me here. I'll never do that. You know what I'm saying? But in the same time, I'm like, I do wanna, you know what I'm saying, get back into the musical side as well because I have something to say and I have some things that I want to express, and I'm in a creative space to do it. So I'm like, if this is my last hurrah, I want to go out with a bang.
All right. All right, cool, man. We're going to run off into a break real quick. We got more with Mr. CSA2K when we come back, so y'all keep it locked. Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your man, Legacy the Prince.
I am CEO Aaliyah.
Support DJ before you are.
Yes, sir. It's the Fresh Leftovers Radio Show, flowradioshow.com. You know the vibes. We live and certified. We got a special guest in the building, still kicking it with us. Mr. CSA2K in the building.
Yeah.
Phone's getting longer and longer.
Shut up.
DJ, what you got for us, man?
Yo, real quick, man. So how is it to come back and do this and still be able to managing artists and manage the coalition DJs at the same time? Because I'm pretty sure that's a lot of weight in every perspective, if you want to say. But how are you going to be able to manage all three of those different things, plus being a husband and a father at the same time?
Great question. That's a great question.
It's a lot, bro.
I never thought about the answer. I just do it. I mean, like I wear a lot of hats, man. Like, you know me, I've always wore a lot of hats. So I'm like, wearing a lot of hats ain't nothing new for me. If anything, it keeps me sane. Like, with dealing with stuff like just being creative, it keeps me sane. Because even my personal life is like, has its own roller coaster right now. So it keeps me sane. So I would say outside of you know what I'm saying, like right now I'm at a place with the Coalition Kingdom where and I talked to my boy Tibbs. I talked to Focus a couple weeks ago. Like, everybody, like right now, I'm getting behind like everybody doing their thing, because so with me, it's more than season as individual growth. So when I bring it back together, it's like it's in the place where it need to be in this next season. So it's like with Focus over there doing the fixed radio, that's growing. I'm looking at him like, yo, keep doing what you growing, dude. Do you know what I'm saying? And Tibbs now doing Coalition Houston along, Coalition DJ Houston along with Coalition, and he doing this thing. It's like, I'm like, keep growing, because we gonna need the masses when we move, like the next time we move. So just allowing everybody to grow while I grow, you know what I'm saying? And just not growing business, but grow as people, because we got to be a different place spiritually when we tap into this next level, because we still got to be balanced and grounded, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of stuff come at you, and you don't want to go off track. So I mean, outside that, I mean, just allowing other people to grow. And now with me doing radio, I picked up that that's taking off in its own area. So I mean, like that, and just doing it every day, like doing something every day that caters to each one, because at the end of the day, it's all music. Yeah. So if I line everything in the music setting, even with my artist Crizzy, like getting him back going, I use every outlet to help another outlet. So that's how I actually keep it going. I keep all the outlets going, and each outlet helps another outlet, so it keeps everything balanced.
So question, right? with all the different hats that you wear, how do you find time? Like, what is the spiritual side that you pull back to actually get poured into? Like, how do you find time to do that? What does that look like? Because I know it's easy to get caught up in just, 7 days will run off quick, and I ain't cracked the Bible open not once. You know what I'm saying? So I could imagine with the different hats you wear, how do you keep that balance between the hats that you're wearing and your spiritual walk?
And can I just add to that question?
Yeah.
So you would say like stuff like, okay, the DJing and the music and all this stuff like keep you sane, but like what keep your personal life? You get what I'm saying? Like where's the like, how do you find time between all of those things to like sit down with the Lord or balance out that life and then actually your personal life? Like what's driving you in your personal life? Like how are you balancing all of that and then still being able to manage your personal life?
I would actually say I give a huge shout out to whoever created the YouVersion app. The different Bible studies like that I do in the morning, like early in the morning. I'm an early morning person, so I get in with God. I put me on some worship. I read me some Bible. I talk to him. I sometimes put down the phone and actually pick up my Bible. Yeah. Because the phone can be a distraction when you get notifications that throw you off. So sometimes I love to put the phone down and actually pick up the book. Yeah. So and then it's like just responding to him even during the day in different areas when he called me. Like I'm always open to God. Like you know what I'm saying? It's not really a certain time with me. It's his time. So it's like whenever he may say pause, like I let God shift me when it comes to being a father. I let God shift me with so many different things. He may tell me stop everything and just do this, and I will stop everything in the middle of everything and just go to what I need to go to. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like just keeping him close and knowing that I wouldn't be doing nothing if it wasn't for him, and just making sure that when he say pause, I pause. You know what I'm saying?
That's good. So just really listening to his voice and when he's saying like, all right, we need to spend time.
I don't get too far away from him, and then I don't go out. Like I move around, but I try to keep myself away from a lot of different things. And it's nothing against people, but I do a lot of stuff in my cul-de-sac. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like, a lot of people like, man, I don't see you. I'm like, I see y'all. You know what I'm saying? I see y'all. I'm like, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? I can move, but sometimes I just stay in my cul-de-sac so I won't get so over-consumed with the environment and just stick on the purpose of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So,
So I know you had a lot of DJs over the country that rocks with Coalition. Mm-hmm. And DJ, you was a part of Coalition for a minute, right? Yeah. What? You still rocking with it or?
No, I'm not Coalition DJ no more.
Oh, okay. Because I know you. It's Fleet.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's just two separate things.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought, my fault. So, question. I see here in your bio that you are a conscious rapper. That's what it says in the bio. Are you not classifying as CHH or gospel hip hop purposefully? Or is it just rap is very vague, it's very broad. It doesn't necessarily have a specific like dedicated stance, if that makes sense. It's just inspirational or conscious, or it's like, what's your take on that?
Like, because how can I put this? Mm-hmm. God is a lifestyle. Like Christ, like all that to me is a lifestyle. So I look at it like this right here. If I'm married, when I walk in the room, I don't have to always say I'm married. If my marriage become my lifestyle and I move a certain way, you could tell I'm married. So it's more of the confidence of what I consume from it than me trying to convince people I am it. And that's nothing against anybody, because my thing is like, at the end of the day, everybody, based upon their connection and where they want to be in their connection, has every right to label how they want to label themselves and present themselves. Nothing wrong with that. Because if anything, that's needed.
Yeah.
But when I wanted to come out and do music again, I was like, I want to be more conscious based upon my choice of living. So if you listen to my words, it takes nothing away from what comes out of my mouth, because you are what you eat. So if I eat the word, my words are word related. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything I do is like based upon where I eat from. So I don't have anything against Christian rap or gospel rap or even gospel. I don't have anything against that. I just feel like this is what I do feel. Some of us put too much energy in the music side, and we struggle on a personal side because we're trying to make sure a label of what we're doing is out, to the point to where if we hit rock bottom, we pause. Like, you be somebody doing music and then they ain't doing music no more. You're like, where they go? And then they come back and be like, well, I was dealing. I'm like, when you're dealing with something, that's really when you need to talk. Because if you listen to most of the secular songs women and we are close to right now, even in the spirit, we're only close to them songs because they touched a part of us, because they came from a vulnerable place. That's why we like these songs. So when I listen to certain artists now that stay in the pocket, even when they stay in the pocket, that's why their music are so transparent and real, because they speak from a truth place. Like, they don't hide when they're going through their struggles, if anything, and make a song about it. That's hip hop. That's hip hop. Like, to me, that's hip hop. So I don't knock how people express themselves in their music, but with me, I say I'm more conscious because it gives me an avenue to talk about anything that I want to talk about, however, under the boundaries of my relationship with God.
So the new song that you got that's coming out, it's dropped already, right? Self-therapy. Tell me, outside of just self-therapy, I guess it's pretty much about everything that's been going on with you as of lately to this point. Who'd you get in the booth with? There is a feature on this album, on this record, and where'd you record it?
Well, big shouts out to Kid Class, my bro. Him and another producer produced the record. And I actually recorded it at a studio. Okay. Like, you know me, I always like to work with new people. So I met this professional, when I say professional singer, like, she's literally went to school for it, got a degree, and if you look at her TikTok, she breaks down every vocal of any artist and say how they get there, and she, this is what she do.
Yeah.
And she had music back in the day, and I started I started pushing her. I started really saying, yo, you dope, you know what I'm saying, like da da da, you know what I'm saying. And so we sat down, and it's like I brought her the idea, and I gave her the concept, and I was like, she was like, dope, I would do that. So I went and got the track, came back, we locked in, and just the whole meaning of what self-therapy is, it drew her in as well. So, you know what I'm saying, like, we came together and we did a record that I felt like it was out of pocket but in pocket at the same time, because that topic is very serious right now, because everybody's going through something. And on the record, like, this is a shocker to everybody, but I must say it so it won't hit somebody and y'all be like, well, he didn't say nothing about that. I'm like, well, with me right now going through a divorce, that record was meant for me.
Hold on. Time out real quick. Let's go back a little second. You about to go through a divorce?
Yeah.
I want to say why so bad, but I know that's personal.
Yeah.
I mean, are you comfortable talking about it?
I mean, everything is ministry, so I have no bad, you know what I'm saying? I have no bad talk. It's just real talk. But
So real quick, 2 questions. Let everyone know where they can get the new single, and also where can they follow you, your radio ministry, all that good stuff, man.
well, y'all can get the new single, Self Therapy, on all digital streaming platforms, as well as also go out and get the Get Up and Get Out 23 record as well. Don't forget that one. And just be on the lookout for the EP dropping next year, the Red Clay Gospel. You know what I'm saying? And
Tough.
you can follow me.
I like that.
You can follow me at Mr. CSA2K. That's MRCSA, the number 2, the letter K, on everything. Oh, announcements. All right. Make sure, man, if y'all up Sundays, 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. New Music Sunday Review, 107.9 The Beat, in Valdosta, Georgia. So I'll get the app, 107.9 The Beat app. You know what I'm saying? If y'all ain't in the city, South Georgia, North Florida, y'all just get the app and just check out the show, because I'm playing everybody that's hot. And to me, that's a blessing to be on an FM station and play what I want to play, how I want to play it.
All right, man. Yo, you already know the vibes. FlowRadioShow.com. We live and certified. Make sure you tap in with Mr. CSA2K. Make sure you cop that single, man. Make sure you cop the self-therapy single. Make sure you tap in. I'm actually excited. I'm intrigued to hear and see what this next phase of your ministry takes you, for sure. So I'm definitely going to be tapping in and keeping up with it. I'm excited.